Imagine a car that looks like it was born to break the rules, a machine that doesn't just sit on the road but owns it. That's the Subaru Impreza. It doesn't try too hard to impress, it just does. Low, wide, and aggressive, it has a stance that whispers, "I dare you." The headlights? Sharp and mean, like a fighter sizing up its opponent. The grille? Bold and unmistakably Subaru. But the real star? That hood scoop, sitting there like it has a secret, feeding air to the beast of an engine underneath. Move to the side, and the story continues. The flared wheel arches don't just house the tires, they announce them, giving the car a stance that says, "Come closer if you dare." And the back? Oh, that's where things get serious. If you're looking at a WRX STI, there's no missing that wing. A massive rebellious statement that's as outrageous as it is functional. Every angle, every line, every detail has a purpose. It's not just about looking fast, it's about being fast. But where did this legend begin? Well, let's go back to the start. What if I told you that one of the world's most beloved rally-bred cars almost didn't exist? That the Subaru Impreza, the car that made turbocharged all-wheel drive a household name, was born out of necessity rather than some grand vision? Because that's exactly what happened. The Impreza wasn't a product of luxury or excess. It was a response, a counterpunch, a strategic move that would change Subaru forever. But before the Impreza, there was a different Subaru. A Subaru that built quirky, practical cars for loyal but niche buyers. And to understand how the Impreza came to be, we have to go back to the late 1980s when Subaru was at a crossroads. Subaru wasn't always the rally monster we know today. In fact, by the late 80s, it was just another small Japanese car company trying to survive in a highly competitive industry. Toyota, Nissan, and Honda dominated the market, cranking out everything from economy hatchbacks to full-fledged sports cars. Subaru, it had its loyal following, but it was mostly known for practical, boxy sedans and wagons with all-wheel drive, useful for bad weather but hardly exciting. At the time, Subaru's main compact car was the Leon, a no-nonsense sedan that had served its purpose but was getting old. Sales were slowing and competition was heating up. Meanwhile, Japanese automakers were entering a new era, one defined by sportiness, innovation, and motorsport. Subaru had two choices: keep playing it safe or evolve. They chose the latter. Subaru needed a new compact car, something to replace the Leon, but it couldn't just be another commuter car. The company's leadership under the Fuji Heavy Industries umbrella realized that simply keeping up with Honda Civics and Toyota Corollas wasn't enough. They needed something that stood out. At the time, AWD was still considered a niche feature, mostly reserved for off-road trucks and SUVs. Subaru, however, had already built a reputation for AWD sedans, particularly in snowy regions where extra traction made all the difference. So instead of trying to beat Toyota and Honda at their own game, Subaru decided to double down on what made them different: all-wheel drive for the masses. And just like that, the idea for the Subaru Impreza was born. Why Impreza? The name was meant to sound like impress, symbolizing Subaru's ambition to step up its game. But what really mattered was what they planned to do with it. The Impreza was designed to be more than just a successor to the Leon. Subaru engineers wanted it to be modern, lightweight, and aerodynamic, with better handling and performance than its predecessor. They also wanted to make sure it could be rally-ready, even if they didn't say it outright at the time, because behind the scenes, something else was brewing. Something that would change the Impreza's destiny forever. Subaru had already dabbled in rallying with the Leon and the larger Legacy, but neither was quite right for true WRC World Rally Championship dominance. The Legacy, while powerful, was too big. The Leon, too outdated. What Subaru needed was a smaller, nimbler car, something built from the ground up to handle the toughest terrains. And with the Impreza, they had the perfect candidate. The timing couldn't have been better. By the early 90s, Subaru had partnered with ProDrive, a UK-based motorsport company with serious rally expertise. Together, they planned to create a rally car that could take on giants like Toyota and Mitsubishi. This is where things got serious. Subaru didn't just build a compact car, they built a legend. In 1992, the first-generation Subaru Impreza made its debut, but alongside the standard model, something far more exciting was introduced: the WRX, World Rally Experimental. This wasn't just a regular Impreza with a body kit. The WRX came with a turbocharged flat-4 engine, making it one of the most powerful compact sedans of its time. Paired with Subaru's legendary symmetrical all-wheel drive, it was an instant game-changer. At first, the WRX was only available in Japan, but it didn't take long for the rest of the world to take notice. Subaru fans in Europe, Australia, and beyond were begging for a taste. And in 1994, Subaru introduced something even wilder: The WRX-STI, Subaru Tecnica International, a hardcore version of the WRX built specifically for rally dominance. The Impreza's rally DNA wasn't just for show, it was a real contender. And when Subaru entered the World Rally Championship with the Impreza WRX, the results were explosive. With Colin McRae behind the wheel, Subaru's rally program reached new heights. By 1995, the Impreza won its first WRC championship, putting Subaru on the global motorsport map. Fans couldn't get enough. The blue and gold color scheme, the roaring turbo boxer engine, the unmistakable wing, it all became iconic. And that's when the Impreza stopped being just a car. It became a phenomenon. What started as a simple replacement for the Leon turned into something far bigger than Subaru could have ever imagined. The Impreza wasn't just a new model, it was a turning point, a declaration that Subaru was different, that they weren't just another small Japanese car company. They were innovators, risk-takers, racers, and thanks to the Impreza, Subaru's identity was never the same again. But this was just the beginning, because after the Impreza's rally domination, something else happened, something that would cement its place in automotive history forever. And trust me, you won't want to miss that story. At its core, the Impreza stands for innovation born out of necessity. Subaru, a company that had always prioritized function over form, needed a compact car that could not only compete in the growing Japanese market but also make a name for itself globally. They could have taken the easy route, creating another front-wheel drive economy car to blend in with the crowd. Instead, they did the exact opposite. They built the Impreza on a symmetrical all-wheel drive AWD platform, something unheard of in the segment at the time, giving it an edge in grip, handling, and all-weather capability. This wasn't just a design choice, it was a declaration of intent. Subaru wasn't just making a car, they were making a statement. Then there's the boxer engine, another defining pillar of what the Impreza stands for. Unlike traditional inline or V-shaped engines, the horizontally opposed boxer layout gives the Impreza a lower center of gravity, reducing body roll and improving handling. It's not just about power, it's about balance. Subaru didn't invent the boxer engine, but they made it their signature, refining it over the years to deliver smooth, predictable performance. Even in the high-performance WRX and STI models, where the turbocharged boxer engines roar to life with an unmistakable growl, it's never just about brute force. It's about delivering power responsibly, efficiently, and confidently. But if the Impreza stands for one thing above all else, it's rally-bred resilience. This car was built to take a beating, not just on the streets, but in the most unforgiving motorsport on the planet, the World Rally Championship, WRC. Rally racing isn't just about speed, it's about adaptability. Drivers push their cars through mud, snow, gravel, rain, and tarmac, often at breakneck speeds, trusting that their machines will hold together under extreme conditions. The Impreza didn't just survive these challenges, it thrived in them. And with every race win, every podium finish, every moment of airborne glory, it cemented itself as a true motorsport icon. Beyond performance, the Impreza also stands for accessibility. Unlike many performance cars that remain out of reach for the average driver, Subaru has always ensured that the Impreza, even in its high-performance WRX and STI trims, remains attainable. It's a car for enthusiasts who don't want to break the bank to experience real driving excitement. It's for people who want confidence in all conditions, whether they're carving up mountain roads, commuting in heavy rain, or taking on snowy back roads in the dead of winter. And then there's the community, a key part of what the Impreza represents. You don't just own an Impreza, you become part of a global network of passionate drivers. From rally fans to street racers, from daily commuters to tuners who push their cars to insane limits, the Impreza has created a following unlike almost any other car in its class. Owners swap stories, modify their cars, share advice, and keep the legend alive, one turbo spool at a time. It's a car that fosters connection, camaraderie, and an unshakable bond between driver and machine. But perhaps the most important thing the Impreza stands for is evolution without forgetting its roots. Over the years, the car has undergone countless updates, design changes, and technological advancements. Modern Imprezas now come packed with safety features like EyeSight driver assist, adaptive cruise control, and enhanced collision prevention systems. The WRX and STI have evolved, embracing new technologies and refining their performance, yet they've never lost that raw, rally-inspired DNA that made them legends in the first place. At the end of the day, the Subaru Impreza stands for a driving experience that is pure, unfiltered, and unforgettable. It's not just a mode of transportation, transportation, it's a mindset. It tells you that roads aren't just for getting from point A to point B, they're an adventure waiting to be had. It tells you that no matter the terrain, no matter the challenge, you're in control. It stands for everything Subaru has ever believed in: performance, durability, safety, and above all, passion. And that's why, decades after its first appearance, the Impreza remains more than just a car. It's a legend, a philosophy, a promise that the thrill of driving will never fade. Now that we know what the Impreza represents, the next question is, who does it work with? Let's find out. The Subaru Impreza has never been a lone wolf. It's the kind of car that thrives on partnerships, whether with engineers, drivers, or even entire companies that helped refine and shape it into what it is today. Unlike some automakers that build cars in isolation, Subaru has always understood that true greatness doesn't happen alone. It takes collaboration, innovation, and the right allies to turn an already impressive machine into a legend. But who exactly does the Impreza work with? Who are the people, teams, and brands that have contributed to its success? And how have these partnerships shaped not just the car, but the culture that surrounds it? Let's take a deep dive. If there's one name inseparable from the Impreza's legacy, it's STI, Subaru Technica International. Think of STI as the mad scientist behind the raw power, razor-sharp handling, and race-proven engineering of the high-performance WRX and WRX STI models. They don't just tweak the Impreza, they transform it. STI is the reason the WRX STI became an icon. They fine-tuned everything, from the suspension geometry to the turbocharged boxer engine, making sure it wasn't just fast, but controlled, precise, and rally-ready. Every WRX STI that rolled off the production line carried their DNA, stamped with that unmistakable cherry red badge, a symbol of performance born from competition. Their influence isn't just on the road, it extends deep into rally racing, where Subaru's dominance was fueled by STI's relentless engineering. They worked tirelessly to make sure the Impreza could survive and win grueling high-speed battles across snow, dirt, and gravel. It's no exaggeration to say that without STI, the Impreza wouldn't be the same beast we know today. While STI built the WRX STI for the streets, ProDrive was the force that took it to rally stages worldwide. If STI was the architect, ProDrive was the warrior that wielded the sword. The Subaru Impreza. If someone had said years ago that Toyota, one of Subaru's biggest competitors, would one day be one of its most important allies, people would have laughed. But in the modern automotive world, collaboration is often the key to survival. Toyota and Subaru formed a technical partnership, allowing Subaru to leverage Toyota's expertise in hybrid and electric technology while still maintaining its identity. This partnership has already given birth to cars like the Subaru BRZ, co-developed with the Toyota 86, and while it hasn't directly changed the Impreza yet, it's shaping the future of the brand's performance DNA. In a world shifting toward electrification, this partnership ensures that Subaru can continue delivering thrilling, all-wheel drive performance while embracing new technologies. The Impreza of the future may evolve, but thanks to Toyota's input, it won't lose the essence of what makes it special. But perhaps the most important people the Impreza works with aren't engineers, drivers, or corporations. They're the owners, the fans, the enthusiasts. The Impreza community is one of the most dedicated and passionate in the world. From garage-built WRX STIs pushing 500-plus horsepower to carefully restored classic GC8 models, these are the people who keep the legend alive. They tune, modify, and race their Imprezas, pushing the boundaries of what the car can do. They meet up at car events, trade parts, share stories, and pass down their love for the brand to new generations. They are the reason why the Impreza isn't just another car. It's a culture, a lifestyle, and a family. Because in the end, the Impreza isn't just a product of Subaru, STI, ProDrive, or Toyota. It's a product of the people who drive it, race it, and love it. The Subaru Impreza doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's the result of decades of collaboration, engineering, and passion. From STI's performance expertise to ProDrive's rally dominance, from WRC legends pushing it to its limits to Toyota shaping its future, and most importantly, from enthusiasts keeping the fire alive, the Impreza is more than just a car. It's a legacy built by many, shared by millions, and driven by those who believe in something greater than just horsepower and speed. Now that we know who the Impreza works with, the next question is, what is it used for today? Let's find out. Once upon a time, the Subaru Impreza was a rally-bred monster, built to conquer dirt, gravel, snow, and anything else the world threw in its way. But times change, rally dominance fades, roads get smoother, and the Impreza, it evolved. Yet, despite all the changes, one thing remains the same. The Impreza refuses to be just another car. It has adapted, reshaped itself, and found new purposes, all while holding on to the very DNA that made it special in the first place. So, what exactly is the Impreza used for today? Who drives it? Where does it thrive? And why, despite all the competition, does it still have a loyal following decades after its first appearance? Let's dive in. Not everyone who buys an Impreza is looking to channel their inner rally champion. Some people just need a solid, reliable, all-wheel drive car that can handle rain, snow, rough roads, and everyday life. And guess what? The Impreza does that effortlessly. Unlike many other performance cars that get watered down when turned into daily drivers, the Impreza has always balanced performance and practicality. Whether you're driving through a blizzard, navigating pothole-riddled streets, or just cruising to work, the Impreza's all-wheel drive system and low center of gravity make sure you get there safely. For many, that's exactly what makes it special. It's a car that gives you confidence on the road without demanding constant attention. It's fun when you want it to be, practical when you need it to be, and dependable no matter what. The Impreza isn't just used for grocery runs and school pickups, it's also a canvas for enthusiasts, a platform that welcomes modifications, tuning, and insane power upgrades. From turbo swaps to aggressive aero kits, from track-built beasts to 600 horsepower street sleepers, the Impreza has one of the most dedicated tuning communities in the world. There's just something about its boxer engine, AWD system, and rally pedigree that makes people want to push it further, make it faster, and carve out their own version of automotive perfection. It's why the Impreza is such a favorite among street racers, track junkies, and weekend warriors. The WRX and WRX STI models in particular have become icons in the world of car culture, known for their ability to deliver brutal acceleration, razor-sharp handling, and a symphony of turbocharged pops and crackles. For some, owning an Impreza isn't just about driving, it's about building, modifying, and creating something unique. Sure, Subaru isn't the same WRC powerhouse it once was, but that doesn't mean the Impreza has lost its rally soul. Far from it. Today, the Impreza still competes in rally championships worldwide, driven by private teams, independent racers, and Subaru-backed entries in smaller rally series. Its legendary AWD system and rugged durability make it the perfect car for those who want to keep the spirit of old-school rallying alive. Even outside professional racing, the Impreza is a favorite for amateur rally drivers. Whether it's tackling dirt roads, participating in time attack events, or just having fun sliding through the mud, the Impreza remains one of the most capable and accessible rally platforms ever made. And in an era where many modern cars have become overly digital, lifeless, and detached, the Impreza still feels raw, connected, and alive, especially when you push it hard. While some sports cars hibernate in the winter, the Impreza comes alive. Its all-wheel drive grip, balanced chassis, and low-slung boxer engine make it an absolute monster in snow and icy conditions. For drivers who live in places where winters are brutal, the Impreza isn't just a car, it's a lifeline. From effortlessly handling slippery roads to making snow-covered mountain passes feel like an amusement park, the Impreza has earned its reputation as one of the best winter performance cars in existence. It's why you'll find so many of them in places like Canada, the northern US, and parts of Europe, anywhere winter refuses to be ignored. For people who need a car that won't let them down when the weather turns ugly, the Impreza is one of the best choices out there. You wouldn't expect a four-door Subaru sedan to show up at a track day and start bullying cars that cost 3 times as much, but that's exactly what the Impreza does. With the right setup, the WRX STI version of the Impreza can tear through corners, hold insane grip levels, and put much more expensive cars to shame. The combination of a potent turbocharged engine, Subaru's legendary AWD system, an aggressive suspension tuning, and a chassis designed for high-speed stability makes the Impreza an absolute menace on the track. It's not just about straight-line speed, it's about control, confidence, and putting the power down efficiently. And in a world where many sports cars are going hybrid, losing manual transmissions, or relying too much on artificial driving aids, the Impreza WRX STI remains one of the last true driver's cars. This is where things get interesting. As the automotive world shifts toward electric vehicles, EVs, and governments tighten emissions regulations, many fear for the future of cars like the WRX STI. Subaru has already confirmed that the current generation of the WRX STI will not have a direct successor in its traditional form. So what happens now? Subaru has hinted at hybrid and fully electric performance models, meaning the Impreza's next evolution might be very different from the car we know today. But even if the future holds an electric WRX STI, Subaru fans remain hopeful that it will retain the soul, the grip, and the unmistakable driving feel that made it an icon. After all, the Impreza has survived decades of change, and if history has taught us anything, it's that this car refuses to fade away. So, what is the Subaru Impreza used for today? Everything. It's a daily driver, a tuner car, a track beast, a snow warrior, a rally champion, and an enthusiast's dream, all wrapped into one machine. It has adapted, evolved, and found new ways to stay relevant in a constantly shifting world. But no matter where it goes next, one thing is certain. The Impreza is more than just a car. It's a symbol of speed, control, and a deep-rooted love for driving. And as long as there are roads to conquer, drivers who crave excitement, and people who refuse to settle for ordinary, the Impreza will always have a place in this world. The Subaru Impreza is more than just a compact car. It is an icon in the automotive world. The car has a strong presence in the World Rally Championship, WRC, and it has won many fans among car lovers. Subaru focuses on performance, reliability, and innovation, and the Impreza shows that commitment. This car has a story to tell. It is a story about speed and control. It also highlights the special bond between the driver and the car. The Impreza stands out because it combines fun driving with a dependable ride. Subaru Impreza is not just about cars, it represents the drive for greatness. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and drop a comment about your love for the JDM culture. See you in the next video.